I am Samir Malik from Huawei Technologies, and today I am honored to have Ms. Sherrie Huang, who is working as a program head in Analysis based in Singapore. Thank you for your time and participating in Huawei Analyst Summit in Shenzhen. And then I'm looking forward to your expert opinion from B2B market. As you know that B2B market is very hot these days. Or most of the tier 1 carriers looking for operate the more, revenue out of the B2B market, right? But what are the challenges and opportunities in the B2B market when B2C is already saturated, right?
Yeah, that's right. So we see operators that have been putting enterprise service as a core because it's quite important revenue source for them. But then for recent years, because OTT and other competitions, right? So the revenue per bandwidth that they can get from IPVPN, for example, or other like enterprise voice is being cannibalized by different new services. So they feel the pressure from these traditional enterprise services and also consumer services. That's why they had this motivation to find new service revenues and also to get into new areas. So for challenges, that's what we see now. And then the new opportunities lies in different new things. For example, like those not connectivity, but those are emerging, like unified communications. They've been doing that for some time. Although the sizing can be quite limited, and also other like security can be one good example. And for the new emerging services, includes IoT or cloud services, data analytics. Although that happens later in a few years' time to get significant. But then now they have to get into this space. Otherwise, they'll miss the window of opportunities. And later, there'll be a latecomer in the market, which is really disadvantageous.
So, but as you mentioned about analytics, IoT, and cloud, don't you think that if we bundle these services, and discuss with the operators to bundle this service and offer to the enterprises, will it be more, profit oriented and then having a more potential of making revenue out of B2B market?
By bundling, you're saying about bundling with traditional enterprise services like voice and data. Yeah, sure. So they have been doing so already. As I mentioned, so the pricing has been under pressure. So they want to maintain the similar contract value. In that case, they want to bundle more and more things inside. And that's a typical way that operators come into offer in this market. So they used to bundle something like UC and others and hosted services, security, and also sometimes they get into IT services. Then IoT and analytics and cloud is quite specific. So it depends on which operator they are. And they have different strengths and different offering, then they need to customize their own offering based on their own capability and also their client situation.
Another, I need your comment, a quick comment on this. What do you think that how the carriers, the tier 1 carriers or 2, can compete with the OTT service providers? I'm talking about the OTT enterprise, like when we talk about the SD-WAN, right?
Yeah.
So how they can compete, and what is the potential available for carriers for the quick service provisioning?
Yeah, that's a very good question. One thing is actually they can work with partners and then to together enter this market to face the challenges. The other way is to bundle something together. That's a typical operator strategy. Then for one service can be IoT, one can be security. The security is quite interesting. Like for operators, I do think it's their own advantages, like very good differentiator in this market to differentiate from those OTT players. Because number one, they have been doing very secure services or offerings for like 100 years, and that's something they know very well. Second thing is based on our survey, operators are ranked very high in the list that people would trust. They're going to provide ID information to them. That's one advantage that they can differentiate from OTTs, and that's something they can bundle into the service.
Second is, if we as you talk about IoT services, can you please name someone that what exactly the killer service would be in the IoT sphere that they can offer as not by the OTTs?
We have this forecast that it's going to be billions of devices after 5 years, right? So in that way, the key verticals include like smart metering. The other one can be connected cars or transportation. That's a very important vertical, and that brings in quite some opportunities. And one thing about smart city, it's a very big concept, but then it's going on everywhere, right? India, China, it's like hundreds of smart cities coming out. And in that way, it's the whole transformation in digitalization can bring in very big opportunities already. So those are typical opportunities. Then in this area, some leading operators have been making very good progress, including Vodafone, Telefonica, AT&T, and they're all doing something cross-region. It's not only remaining their own domestic market. So it's quite impressive, including Chinese operators are making very good progress in IoT.
Okay, thank you very much. It's nice talking to you.